11 months ago, my brother-in-law and I, we started clearing trees so that he could open up the edges of his fields where he sows corn, soybean, whatever field crop. So these logs have been laying here on the yard for about a year. We've pretty much reached the terminal point to where they can no longer lay on the yard, but it don't have many left. We've reduced it now to this small stack. Enough yapping, I need to get to sawing. Just a little bit gummed up. That looks much more better. As expected and without delay, Woodland Mills sent me a new throttle spring. You can see I've had this one rigged on here where it would work, but I don't think, because it's gotten shorter, I don't think it's working the water, coolant, whatever you want to call it, feed this here correctly. So I'm going to put, and this one wasn't going to last too long anyway, but it worked for a while. Well, I'm just going to shoot straight with you on getting this throttle spring back on, which is a really fun thing to do. But I had to grind just a little bit of the tip off to get it in that hole. I'm pretty handy, okay? The kid's pretty handy. But there was no way to get that. I mean, I could have bent it on out, but I didn't want to take this bend out of it. So I had to grind just a little bit of the tip off of the curve to get it in this hole. This end was no problem. And that pulls that back off of this water control valve, which I'm thinking is going to solve my leaking problem. And I may be finally ready to do some milling. One other thing I'm going to do, the reason that spring broke, it got a little rust on the end. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this, as seen on TV, Flex Seal, for right or wrong. And I'm going to Flex Seal that up and see if perhaps that might slow the rust down. I cover it. It's never got rained on. Covered all the time, but just the humidity and stuff in the air, I reckon. Finally ready to run the mill. This log here, let's see. It should make a 6x6 kent, no problem. It's a little over 9 inches. I'll show you that stack in a minute that I've been scraping off. As far as I can tell, now there might have been one, I think it was a 8x8 or 8x10 Kent. I don't think I scraped it off, but I have scraped all of the 6x6s or the 6x5, and not a one of them has mildew on it. I don't know, but I'm thinking it's going to be a good thing. Let me show you this stack. Now we're starting right here today, but I've been scraping these, and I mean, there's a little blue, but that was in the wood. There's a little bit mold growth right there, but for the most part, I mean, nothing like this did. So as far as I'm concerned, so far, I'm still checking, but I think scraping them really slows down the mold growth. I'm not going to say it prevents it, but it definitely makes a difference. I don't know if you can see that or not, but first time I've done that, and I won't do it again. I'm not planning on it. As you can see, pretty good sized log. I think it's about almost 11 inches. Yeah, 10 3/4, that's almost 11. Maybe it's not going to quite make a, because that's the big end. But we'll get a 6x6, Lord willing. Let me show you something. This is sort of what I want. I guess is what you want too if you're sawmilling. When you make that cut, you get right there and you won't have, right there is about the only wane on this oak log. Just a little bit right there, but hey. Believe it or not, it's a little after 10:30, so the kid's gonna get a little lunch. But I wanted to show you something before I quit. If you've ever cut any pine, you know pine is pitchy. It's got sap in it. Even these logs that's been laying for a year or almost a year, they still got sap in them. I want you to look at this blade here. Yeah, I got a little bit of a black line back there, but not much at all. And I had to put a little diverters, cut a little piece of tin, drilled a hole in it, put it in behind the nipple so I can control where the water goes. That's the reason that blade's clear, because I use a spindle lubricant and detergent called PickSmart. You know, Google it there on the interweb. I don't think they sell it. They may sell it on the jungle web, I'm not sure. But if you'll look there, it doesn't take much. Now, at the time that I bought mine, they only sold it 4-gallon boxes. You bought 4 gallons at a time. And the shipping was more than the material. It's not that expensive. But if you want to keep pitch, and it not only is keeping pitch off the blade, but off of the belt. Now, yeah, there's a little bit gets on there, but not bad. All right, let me get this log up and get something to feed my face. Get back at it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't be doing this if this lumber wasn't solid. After it dries out, it's still solid. Now that's wet, getting just a little soft on this outside here. But after it dries out, man, it's still solid. So I'm not gonna waste my time. If it's once it turns rotten, I'm done with it. But I'm gonna try to get them before they're rotten. Well, I hope that cloud cover stays on. I'm gonna go get a dry shirt. Try to keep rocking.